IVF has been a great gift to the pedophiles. So single men, single males. So, okay, so if you and Landon want to adopt, you have to go through background checks.
We're in the process.
Yeah, praise God.
Right now. So exciting.
It's a lot to go through, right? But if you're a single guy using IVF, the only check that has to clear is the check written to the surrogate. So single men in America, sometimes sodomizing homosexuals in a fake marriage. This has happened in America, what I'm about to say. And you need to understand that the way that this has happened, the thing that enabled this to happen was in vitro fertilization. So I read a story a little bit ago, and two guys, one of their sperm, so the other gay man is a biological stranger to the children that they're raising. And then they bought someone's egg from a catalog. Then they paid a surrogate to be the birth mother. And then they brought children home, and they didn't have to do any background checks. So one of them is the biological father. Neither of them is a mother. And the children don't know who their bio or birth mother is. And they're in a motherless home. So they have no bio mother, no birth mother, and no social mother. And then these two gay dudes started raping the children as they got older and creating child pornography out of it.
I can't imagine a more horrific
IVF allowed
reality.
That to happen.
So, and that's not one time.
Yeah, over and
that's
over.
That's not what one time. What is starting off as perverse and disgusting when you're talking about men dressing as women that wants a baby sucking on their nipples, that they know that they cannot provide milk, they know they cannot carry a child. It is all of these sick fantasies.
And by the way,
what
single
are going
adult
to
males
be
have
the
done this too.
intentions with a toddler in their home?
Yeah.
Do we think that it's carrying over into pure intentions of parenting? Or now our pleasures, because sexual pleasures are it's never quenched. It's not enough. Just like what you said to those that are struggling in pornography. It's not ending with pornography. Then you're going to go pay for it.
Yeah.
Then it's going to get younger. Then it's going to get more sicker and darker, because that's what perversion is going to do. It's going to overtake. It will overtake the human being. It will overtake the family, the generation. Yes, and it will keep going.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying is it's not one article. Okay, I'm in the human trafficking world, the anti-human trafficking
overlaps a lot
world.
Yeah.
This overlaps. This is the open door to wait. I don't need to go and kidnap another child and risk it. We will create
for the express purpose of taking them home to sexually abuse and rape them and sell pornography out of it. So that's happening across the West, guys, and in vitro fertilization is one of the first stepping stones that allows that. Thirdly, IVF can be wrong because it violates a child's right to not be frozen. Shocker, Seth Gruber believes that human beings have a right to not be perpetually frozen. So for the heterosexual, sometimes Christian couples, many heterosexual Christian couples have frozen children. We call them souls on ice. Yeah. And they're keeping them there just in case they might want to have a kid another day. Now, there have been many stories of fertility clinics and IVF clinics, Heather, who have, we disposed of them. So like heterosexual couples have gone back and said, oh, we want to try again. Or maybe like one of my friends did, him and his wife tried snowflake adoptions, which is very beautiful. So snowflake adoption, guys, is when a couple like me and my wife, or a couple like you and Landon, I don't think you've done this. I'm just saying, I'm just coming up with, I'm just throwing out names. But if a sweet couple was like, oh my gosh, we heard that this IVF clinic is shutting down and they're just going to dispose of all the children. So a couple I had one of my good friends from college, his in-laws did this, or my friend and her husband and her family tried this. And they said, well, here's my body, Lord. Let's try to save some of them.
Wow.
So that's called snowflake adoption. So a couple will say, hey, I know I'm 35 now, but let's try and see if some implant and try to save some of those children and give birth to them and raise them as their own. So that's, again, similar to adoption. That's seeking to solve and remedy some pain. Of course, the solution is, if I've made my case well enough today, that IVF should be illegal.
Yeah.
So as my friend Katie Faust said, we fought a civil war to end the practice of buying and selling people. And now we're bringing it back in the name of progress.
Mm.
We will
Wow.
not make America great again as long as we continue down this route.
Yeah.
And
If it's not
Trump,
godly.
for the good that he does, has probably made one of his worst decisions in the IVF space. One of his first executive orders was to fulfill a campaign promise, which I criticized him against at the time. It kind of make IVF great again, kind of stupid thing. Basically, it's so expensive, and we want more babies. And so one of his executive orders, if you guys remember this from just a few months ago, is to make it super affordable. So the federal government will help carry the bill, so that couples who want to do IVF can do so if it was going to be cost prohibitive for them otherwise. So when you subsidize something, what happens?
I don't.
You get more of it.
Yeah.
When you subsidize something.
Absolutely.
And so now this is going to be happening more. And I've been waiting this entire conversation with you to drop this, Heather.
Yeah.
More babies are killed every 12 months through the IVF industry than the entire abortion industry. So more children who are already humans, more unborn babies are killed every 12 months in America through the IVF industry than the entire abortion industry in America in the same time period. So if you're pro-life,
tens and tens of millions in abortion.
Yeah.
And you're saying more than that.
So over 1 million babies are killed every year in America through abortion. Over 1 million a year in America through abortion. So more than that are losing their lives. And then, by the way, I think I've made my case that IVF isn't a child-friendly process, but only 7 to 8% of children conceived through IVF will be born naturally. So let me say that again.
Say it again.
93% of children conceived and created through IVF will never be born.
Staggering.
So what does that mean? It means that they'll be selectively reduced, aborted because too many implanted, or it means that they won't successfully implant because mom and dad shoved 7 babies up there, hoping that, and 4 of them didn't implant. So they died. Or what would be the other one? They were created, but then they had some gene problems and some imperfections
that
the parents didn't like. So they're discarded. I'm trying to make sure I cover every possibility. And then the 4th one would be that they're kept perpetually frozen and then eventually discarded. I think I covered all of them. So only
93%.
93% of the children conceived through IVF will never be born. Only 7 to 8% of those conceived will actually be born. Does that sound like a child-friendly process to you?
Come on.
So when you do the numbers and the math, right, and you go, okay, so only 7 to 8% of those created will be born, and then you go, okay, then how many are created every year? And then you just do the math, right? So IVF clinics do not report the exact number of embryos that are killed in their care, but clinics normally extract between 10 and 15 eggs for one treatment. According to the IVF clinic chain Illum Fertility, if the clinic extracts 12 eggs, about 80%, so 9 or 10 eggs, will be viable, and about 80% of viable eggs will successfully fertilize to create embryos, making about 7 or 8 embryos per patient. The CDC estimates that more than 238,000 patients attempted IVF in 2021. If clinics created between 7 and 8 embryos for every patient, that would yield about 1.6 million to 1.9 million over a year. Despite these high numbers, fewer than 100,000 embryos were brought to term, which suggests that somewhere between 1.5 and 1.8 million embryos created through IVF that year were never born. So as my friend Nancy Piercy says, who is in my 1916 Project film, and she spoke with alongside Landon in DC, one of the sweetest women I've ever met. She said, when pried loose from its connection to natural parenthood, artificial reproduction can feed into the dehumanizing mindset that children are commodities to be manufactured through technological processes for paying customers.
Come on.
The babies that result may come to be regarded as artifacts, as depersonalized products that we plan, we create, we modify, and we improve. So that scratches the surface on the IVF conversation.
I think you're exposing the truth behind the spirit that plays into this false compassionate place, this false empathetic place that Christians have struggled with for a long time.
Yeah, it's what Allie Beth calls toxic empathy.
It is.
I want to identify with you. I want to feel your burden not being able to have kids. And so therefore, we're going to approve of and celebrate a lot of wickedness in our
Right.
attempt to walk in your shoes. It's
Right.
very damaging.
Right.
I call it pathological compassion.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's crazy is what so many couples, when they go through this process and they pay all of this money, is many of them don't even end up walking away with children or with babies.
Yeah.
And then there's all types of physical, emotional
Right.
issues after going through the process where their physical body is harmed, their emotional state is harmed, there's therapy needed after because
Right.
the process is so intense. So
Yeah.
the extreme things that you just talked about that many people don't think about from the children's perspective,
From the child's, yeah.
93% will never be born. This
Yeah.
is horrific. This isn't awesome on life rate. This is death rate.
Yep, that's right.
But then also what it actually does to so many families, because again, we see social media of this hyper excitement, listen to our in vitro story, but you don't have the stories on of the pain
Yep.
and the money and the resources that families don't have anymore because they spent the tens of thousands of dollars and they're broken and they're broke afterwards,
Yep.
after the process.
Yep. Yep.
And so what state do we need to get back into? And I think you made it really clear. IVF should not be a legal option. So
Right.
for a Christian family, especially,
Yeah. Right.
what should the option be? Hey everyone, thank you for watching this clip from the Holy Disruption podcast. To watch the full episode, please click the video on the screen or visit the link in the description.